sister bragged at every family gathering that her husband married her for true love, while mine only wanted a green card. When her divorce papers arrived, we all finally saw the real reason he proposed. My sister Vanessa has been calling my marriage a scam since my wedding day. She gave a toast calling it the most expensive immigration application she'd ever witnessed. Vanessa married her husband Richard 2 years before I married mine. She made sure everyone knew the difference between her fairy tale romance and my transaction. Richard was a corporate attorney from a wealthy family. My husband Santos was a carpenter from Guatemala who I met while volunteering with Habitat for Humanity. Every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every birthday dinner, Vanessa found a way to remind the table that Richard chose her for love, while Santos chose me for citizenship. She'd ask loudly if Santos had his green card interview coming up. She'd wonder aloud how long he'd stay once the paperwork was final. She'd whisper to our cousins that I was being used and was too naive to see it. Santos got his citizenship 8 years ago. We're still married, still happy, still building our life together in the house he built with his own hands. But Vanessa never stopped. Even after Santos became a citizen, she shifted her attacks. Now it was about how Richard bought her diamonds while Santos made me furniture, how they vacationed in Europe while we camped in state parks, how her husband was a partner at his firm, while mine was just a contractor. Our father passed when we were young, and Mom always let Vanessa get away with everything because she was the oldest. Vanessa could do no wrong, until last Tuesday. I was at my mother's house helping her sort through old mail, when I noticed an envelope from a law firm addressed to Vanessa. It had been delivered to Mom's address by mistake since Vanessa used it as her permanent address for legal documents during her recent move. The envelope was already open. Mom said she'd opened it thinking it was her own mail. Inside were divorce papers. Not just any divorce papers. Richard's petition for divorce with a detailed financial declaration attached. Mom handed me the documents with shaking hands. You need to see this. Richard wasn't just filing for divorce. He was requesting the court enforce their prenuptial agreement. The one Vanessa swore didn't exist. The one she told everyone Richard refused to sign because he trusted their love completely. The prenup was 17 pages long. It specified that in the event of divorce, Vanessa would receive nothing except what she brought into the marriage. No claim to his family wealth. No portion of his retirement. No share of the house his parents gifted them. But that wasn't the part that made my jaw drop. Attached to the filing was Richard's statement explaining the marriage breakdown. In cold legal language, he described how he'd married Vanessa because his parents threatened to cut him off unless he settled down before his 30th birthday. They'd given him a deadline, and Vanessa happened to be attractive and eager and willing to sign whatever he put in front of her. He called her a practical choice. Those exact words. A practical choice to satisfy family expectations. He'd never loved her. He stayed because it was convenient, and left because he'd finally met someone he actually wanted. I sat at my mother's kitchen table reading those pages 3 times. All those years. All those comments. All those holidays where she made me feel small for marrying a man who crossed an ocean to build a life with me. And the whole time, her own husband saw her as paperwork. Vanessa called Mom that evening crying hysterically. She'd gotten the forwarded envelope and knew we'd seen everything. She begged Mom not to tell the family. Mom said she wouldn't. But Easter was 2 weeks away. Vanessa showed up to Easter dinner alone for the first time in 15 years. The whole family noticed. Our aunt asked where Richard was. Our uncle made a joke about him working too hard. Vanessa mumbled something about him traveling for business. I stayed quiet. Let her have the lie for one more meal. But our cousin Letitia, who'd always been Vanessa's biggest ally in mocking my marriage, pulled up Richard's new girlfriend's Instagram right there at the table. She'd posted photos from their trip to Cabo that same weekend. The table went silent. Everyone looked at Vanessa. She looked at me like I'd done this to her somehow. Like 15 years of her cruelty was my fault. I didn't say a word. I didn't have to. Santos reached over and squeezed my hand under the table. The same hand that built our kitchen cabinets. The same hand that held mine through my mother's surgery. The same hand that's never let go in 12 years. Vanessa left before dessert. She hasn't come to a family dinner since. My mother called me last week. She said she was sorry for never standing up for me. She said she finally understood what real love looked like. Santos answered the phone when she called. He always does. Some marriages are built on paperwork. Ours was built on something she never understood.